Greetings, fellow crafters. 'Tis I, your Hello Queen. Welcome back to my court. Welcome if you're new. I have a post review to do of the painting that I did for 4Kids at 147's June Wip and Waffle, as she calls it. Stick around and we'll talk about it. Okay, so I'm a big fan of 4Kids at 147. She's a British YouTuber who works on diamond paintings, and for the month of June she had an event where you could divide a painting up into 30 sections and do a section a day along with her. She did a whip and chat every day. So today being the 30th, we had the last video and I managed to get this one finished. This is called Niagara Dancing Lights. It's put up by Homecraftology. I picked this up about a year ago. And I've had it in my stash ever since. It is a double-sided tape painting, and I did have some issues with it. And I'm going to go over these issues, but there will be a caveat. Stick around to hear all of the stuff that I had problems with, but also stick around for the caveat. Okay, so first of all, it was double-sided tape. I didn't actually have much problem with rivers in this one, probably because it's been stored flat ever since I got it. So I didn't have any problems with that. I did have problems with the drills. Not huge problems, not massive popping or anything, but I did find that the drills were inconsistent in size, which made multi-placing kind of a headache. Because if you have some drills that are a fair bit smaller than they're square, if you have several of them and you're trying to do like 10 placing in large areas of dark colors, like all of this sky, it leaves very large gaps at the end. So I ended up kind of I ended up having to go down to a 4-placer because it was easier to compensate for the fact that some of the drills weren't the same size with a 4-placer. I see a few that are sticking up, but I don't have massive popping issues. I will run over this with my brayer just to get everything to sit down nicely before I frame it. And I do have a poster frame that's got some plexiglass on the front of it, so that will be fine. I do love the colors. I love the image. It probably could have stood to be a little bit larger, but in the camera, it comes out beautifully. And I love Niagara Falls. This image was so good that I ended up accidentally enabling all of Cal's Crafts live people to buy it, and she actually purchased it because she loved it so much. I also had problems with the symbols. The symbols you wouldn't think would be a difficulty because they are simple symbols. It's numbers 1 through 8, alphabetical through to 27, and then it's got some lowercase letters and just plus and equal signs. They're very simple symbols. You can easily just write those out. But the problem is, because they very slavishly followed the DMC numbers, you have all of the symbols are in order of the DMC. So that meant that I had this very pale purple 2 next to a Z. And I'm going to put a picture on the screen to show you that. Yeah, you can tell them apart, but it's not easy. The other issue that I had was I had K, which is on a yellow, next to X, which is on a light tan, that are very close together. And I'm going to put a picture of that on the screen too. And yeah, that was not fun trying to do that. And legibility really is the name of the game when we're talking about diamond painting. If you can't read the symbols, then it just makes the whole thing that's supposed to be a relaxing, simple craft into just a massive frustration. But those were my issues. The fact that it's double-sided tape meant that it was not easy to move drills around if they sort of fell off your pen a little prematurely or anything like that. They did send me plenty of drills. Let me open up here. This is where I was keeping all of my drills. They sent me just absolute loads of drills. The biggest color was all of this here. It looks like black. It's actually all 939. But look how much 939 I have left. So that's the working bottle. It was the symbol V. That's the working bottle that I have. I have an extra full bottle. And then I have 4 extra bags. So I've got a crap ton of 939 left. And while some of them I didn't have nearly as much left over, I definitely did not feel like I was going to run out of any particular color. There was lots of drills here. Now, the size thing was kind of subtle. I only really noticed it if I was trying to do larger multi-placing. Like I said, if I was doing smaller, like in 4s, I could easily compensate for it. If I was single placing, it was no problem. So that is one thing. If you're having difficulty with multi-placing, it may not be you, it may be your canvas or your drills, because I multi-place all the time on premium canvases, and this is one of the times where I was really cursing it because it just wasn't working well with the larger placers. So here's my caveat. I ordered this a year ago. In that year, Home Craftology has done some upgrades. I'm going to link in the card and in the description Cal's Crafts unboxing of her version of this painting, which I watched. Her version is poured glue. In the year since I purchased this, they have moved to poured glue. Her version has also been completely recharted. This one has 33 colors. Hers had 40, I believe. But it definitely had more than the 33. This area here, instead of being 939 like it is for me, and I just lost a drill, I've got a couple drills that have popped. I'm gonna have to go over and replace largely in this dark section. I can see one there and one there. It will be good to put this under glass. Her version's been completely recharted with 40 colors, I believe, rather than the 33 that this one has had. And from what little I've seen of the drills that she did show, they look to be more consistent in size. Now, I got a brief look of some 310s, so maybe that's still an issue, but it looks like they are addressing some of the issues that I've had with this particular painting. So good on them. I will be ordering from them again at some point when I have cash to do so, which is not right now, because I have a few images that I'm interested in, and I'm interested to see how they've changed. I've also noticed that with the key that she showed, that there's more different symbols, and it didn't seem to be as slavishly ordered the same way. So the symbols are different, the colors are different, all that is different. So it looks like they are really improving as a company, and that's the kind of thing that you want to see. So Home Craftology, this painting I wasn't that happy with, but it looks like you're addressing those issues, so I will definitely try you again. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Like it if you enjoyed it, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Keep it spooky, guys. Bye.